Hello everyone! Today I am back with more Recessioncore, where I pretend I don't live in a late stage capitalism and I engage in crafts while everything around me is on fire. In previous episodes I mostly, focused on acquiring and fixing up old new clothing. However, today I'll be tackling something I've had at home for years. If you haven't seen the previous Recessioncore videos, make sure to check them out. So I have this suitcase, right? I had it since high school, and you might be thinking, well, this is not that bad. Come on, what are you? Yeah, I see it. So one time I accidentally spilled water on it. Maybe it was the cat, I'm not sure anymore. In any case, by the time I went to get something to dry it off, while yes, I wasn't exactly in a hurry, I didn't think that water is this thing's kryptonite. Now I guess the company would never financially recover from spray or varnish of some kind. So after years of procrastinating and with my recent move, I decided it was time to do something about this. So I'm gonna give it a fresh paint job. And as with all cats, mine is naturally attracted to anything box shaped, so she was really slaying for all her shots right here. There is also some glue that has deteriorated, probably due to age of the suitcase. What bothers me the most is that where the glue has given away, there are now holes and dirt accumulates in those areas, but I can't clean it out properly since water is its nemesis. Before we continue, if you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe. I'll keep making videos like this until the fall of capitalism, even if no one watches them. And I have plenty of footage of the cat. She's a paid actor today. First, I'm taking this thing apart. I unscrewed all the closing and locking mechanisms. Then I removed the studs and the leather details. However, this proved to be more challenging than I expected. It is beyond me how this thing can be falling apart yet refuses to come off at the same time. What the hell? Once I managed to dismantle everything, I cleared off the dirt and the prints. So the paint came off quite easily, even with just water. That's why we're here after all. I used sun cleaner to make the process easier, especially since I'll be painting it white and I need to remove as much of the old paint as I possibly can. After a few days of scrubbing and a few more days of procrastinating, I removed as much paint as I could. Once my cat approved, I knew I had the green light to proceed. Can't do anything without the cat, can we? First, I primed the suitcase with wood glue to ensure better paint adhesion. I also glued together some parts that had come loose due to the age and aggressive cleaning. Next, I started slapping on the first layer of paint. This will be one of millions and billions of layers of paint that is gonna be needed to cover all this up. So yeah, I'll just see you when it's painted solid. So fast forward for about 100 paint layers and 100 days later, once I achieved a semi-solid paint job, I began applying paper tape to create clean and straight lines. I taped one side and marked the ends on the other side to ensure even lines. With all the tape in place, I initially planned for a black and white color scheme. However, after seeing how it looked with just the tape, I decided to go with grey instead. I like the vibe this is giving me, the more monotone and not the very harsh contrast. Here I am painting the grey color. It took me about 3 layers to achieve an even coat. I sent my thoughts and prayers to Sky Daddy for the paint to not leak everywhere as I had been working, and by working I've been procrastinating on this quick and easy project for weeks now, and I don't want to fix these lines. So after the paint dried, I removed the tape, revealed the final result. Wow! Looks great, everyone! So this is not as smooth as I hoped it would be. So I had to go back and repair the lines. Ironically, I ended up making it worse. This is when I decided to go with the black paint to fill in the gaps. So I was just planning to tell people that like it was intended to give like this, you know, quirky Tim Burton effect. The line simply sensed that it was still June while I was painting this, and you know it's illegal to be straight in June. So after drawing the lines, I wanted to fucking die. Like, because Tim Burton would not be proud of me. Like, this looks so bad, he would cry. You guys, Tim Burton would cry. That's how bad it is. So I thought I fucked everything up, and that I should just paint everything black and not even upload this video. So I did this in a moment of panic, and it turned out great. So what I did is I used a brush to apply a watered down acrylic paint, like a black wash. And what I was trying to do is I was trying to get the paint off, like the black paint from the lines, I was trying to get it off before it dries. It dries on, and then it created this effect. And I went with it. So then I used like sponge and a paper towel to create different like texture, you know, by smearing the paint everywhere. So I added a few more layers, like again watered down thinner layers, and I was making the edges darker than the center to give it like a vintage worn down look. No, as I planned from the beginning, of course. So I did the top and bottom, and then I did the sides like this. And also the top and bottom would be closer in color. So I did the same thing, you know, a few layers and then smudging to make texture with various utensils. I also quickly went on the inside of the box as well with this wash. And I should have been more careful with that. I screwed up and I didn't notice the paint leaking over this edge, but yeah. When I was done, I sprayed it with varnish, and I think I either got the wrong varnish or I'm just using it incorrectly, but it was very sticky. In the end, I had to kind of like wash it so it wasn't sticky anymore. Some leftover leather. I taped it all around the suitcase like so. I did this on the top and bottom, and after that dried, I also glued it on the sides. So this is how that turned out, and I'm in love. I'm so glad I trusted the process, that I wasn't panicking in the middle of it. So now to add the final details, I reattached the opening mechanism. I had to make, you know, some holes in the paint, and I also trimmed down the leather that was on the inside to ensure proper closing. So I screwed on the front closing mechanism with the tiny screws, and then I screwed on the back mechanism in the same way as the front with the tiny screws, but I lost one of the tiny screws. Oh my god, I'm so pissed off. I was so careful to not lose any of this. It's gone. This looks ridiculous. Now the only thing left to do is the handle. So I removed the old leather pieces and replaced them with new ones. I glued the new leather on and secured it with a hand stitch. Since I don't have the equipment or patience to replace the original like punctured leather thing, I don't know how this is called, I just used the old glue-on method. I made it the same length as the original handle and added additional hand stitching for security, because again I don't have the tools. this thing that is punctured, and I'm not gonna take this apart and try to do it at home. So this will be a little more decorational than before, since the leather I used is thinner than original. Even though I did glue two leather pieces together. But to be fair, this suitcase wasn't particularly functional from the start, so not a great loss here. And once the handle was completed, I screwed it back onto the suitcase. And voila! We are finished! I am genuinely thrilled with the overall vibe of this project. It turned out even better than I originally planned. It's giving me, Tim Burton, but now very proud of me vibe. My friend said it's giving Wednesday Addams, or Beetlejuice, and these are all associations I want people to have with my apartment. This is why I chose the Wednesday dress to wear for this video. This one is also very old second-hand dress or tunic. It's very short. You can see my butt in it. It's like taking a vacation in Nightmare Land, or hell. Anyway, I absolutely love it. I'll be using this suitcase mainly for decoration. Perhaps I'll store photo albums or no photos in it. We'll see. So another successful upcycle, following the same pattern as all the others, It begins with procrastination, followed by panic and thinking I ruined everything, and then surprisingly, it turns out better than I thought it would. It's a talent. So anyway, this is gonna be it for this video, guys. Like and subscribe. Check out my other videos, leave a comment. Admire the cat, and I'll see you next time. Bye!